you are saying, and I believe you, that there is no geolocation or georeferencing in IFC2X3, but meanwhile others are saying that, but they cannot cannot explain it well, why, how it is, and so on. And I would really want to completely understand once and for all, to be able to explain to other people as well, like what do we mean when we actually see some coordinates in IFC2X3 compared to IFC4 when it's in this format?
Yeah, so for something to be georeferenced, you need to have two bits of information. You need to have the name of the coordinate system that you're using, and you need to have the correct coordinates in that coordinate system. And I guess I'm stealing the show a little bit on the next question. How do you know it's georeferenced correctly? We'll talk about how to find out if the coordinates are right. That's the second bit of it. And in IFC2X3, there is nowhere to store this name of the projected CRS. So because you can't store what coordinate system you're using, any numbers that exist in IFC2X3 are meaningless because they're not part of any coordinate system. And that is why we say in IFC2X3, you cannot georeference your model. So if I created a new project, demo wizard, we'll do 2x3. Down here, it says it's not georeferenced. It's not possible for me to press the plus button because it's not possible to store that coordinate system in here. Now, this is the short answer. There is a slightly more longer-winded answer that, for example, when we realized that you couldn't georeference in 2x3, but many projects were still stuck on 2x3, people came up and documented a workaround. They said, what if, rather than storing it officially, we stored it unofficially as a property? So you can go over to the project object and you can go and add a property called the projected CRS, and then you can type in manually over here the coordinate system over there. And now, unofficially, I have georeference, and you can see it now. It doesn't show the warning anymore, and it says it's using a fallback georeferencing method in 2x3. I didn't really want to go into these details, but since you asked, yes, there is a longer answer where there are workarounds to georeference in IFC2X3, but I can almost guarantee you very few people in the world actually know about them.
Yeah, actually,
Another
this is not the case because I never see this in the models I'm talking about. So,
Yeah,
what should we say then if we believe that we are using georeferencing, but actually we don't use. We, like in Norway, we use something that all the projects have something, a document which defines 0 point across different parts of the project. But
sure. Yeah, but that's the second aspect of it. That's getting your coordinates right within the coordinate system. You still
okay.
missed the first aspect, which is just what is the coordinate system? So if
Mhm.
somebody says they georeference their model, the question you have to ask them is, show me. Show me the name of the coordinate system in your model. They should be able to click on something, a property, a project information, whatever they click on, and show you this number somewhere. If they can't show it to you, that data is not there. So as far as you're concerned, you just have a bunch of meaningless numbers.
Okay, so just some random coordinates or yeah, numbers as you say,
Yeah,
but not proper georeferencing. Thank
correct.
you so
Now,
much. Sorry
there
guys for hijacking this. This
there
was
is a
important for me.
confusion about this in IFC2X3. It is possible on the site object to go and store in the attributes a latitude and a longitude. And people will say, oh, I've stored my latitude and longitude. It's georeferenced. I'm done. There are a few problems with this. And the biggest problem is that this is not the coordinate system that your surveyor is using. This latitude and longitude refers almost certainly to, well, not almost certainly, it's in the documentation. It refers to a coordinate system known as WGS84. Those are the latitudes and longitudes that you're familiar with in things like maps software, where it's a range of 100 and 360 degrees and 180 degrees given in terms of angles around the Earth. But we don't design in terms of angles along the Earth. We design on a flat grid. So this is, although you could put some coordinates there with a very low amount of precision on the Earth, yeah, it's not an appropriate coordinate system that your surveyor would be using on your project. So sure, you could put in some coordinates in there, and you can see the ref in there means just for reference only. It's not a authoritative source of information, and so we don't consider it to be georeferenced if you've entered that in.